Who says you have to have a huge tank to be a tank of the month in Bayou Reefkeeping? This month, we got to visit Dewey Simon out in Lake Charles, Louisiana. He has so many beautiful corals packed into his tiny tank, and it was a pleasure to spend some time with Dewey. We're here today in Lake Charles to visit Dewey Simon and his wonderful reef tank. Thank you very much, Dewey, for inviting us into your house.
Yes, sir.
So, what first got you started in reef keeping?
Just a general interest.
Was there somebody who sparked that interest? Did you see somebody's tank?
No, just over the years, seeing them and not knowing anybody who was into it, just started it up.
And so, who kind of helped you find the first tank and got you started with it, or was it all on your own?
An old friend named Corey Fontenot.
And Corey's still around?
Reached out. Yes.
Is he still reefing?
No, he got out.
He got out.
Yeah, he got out.
And how long have you been keeping reef tanks?
Right at 8 years now.
8 years. And who did you say were your biggest helps along the way for reef keeping?
Chris Hebert was one of the biggest go-tos, and I still relied on Corey here and there. And then through Chris Hebert, I met others, and it just grew.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the tank that we have in front of us. What's the size of the tank and the dimensions of it?
It's gallon-wise, it's 65 gallons. It's 2 foot front to back and 36 side to side and 18 inches deep.
And what's the brand name of the tank?
JBC, I think.
JBC, you think? Okay. It looks like it's got low iron glass on the front. It's very, very clear, so it's very, very pretty. How old is this particular tank?
I bought it used, but I had it up about 3 years now running.
And was it a clean start when you did it 3 years ago? So it was this went
Dry
from nothing
rock,
to what
yep.
we see today in the 3 year period of time. And then this is the part that all the tech geeks like to drool over is, okay, let's talk about the equipment that you've got going on in the tank.
All
So
right.
we talked about the tank. What do you have lighting the tank up top?
I've got the Orphic Atlantic light.
And is that a programmable light?
Yes.
And
Yes.
do you have it, how long is the light period that you have?
It's set to ramp up at 9 in the morning, and 9 at night it shuts off with
Okay.
a ramp down from 8 to 9.
And then is it mostly blue? Is it blue-white? Does it change during the day, or?
It's got white during the day, but I like to run the blues the most. I can change it, so when I'm around, I swap it to the blues.
Yeah, because the corals in there are fluorescent,
Yeah.
and it makes it very, very, very beautiful. Do you know, I ask this question a lot, some people, do you know your par readings for your tank? Have you ever done a par meter?
I did a long time ago. I think I'm around 250 at the surface.
Okay.
And around 150 at the sand bed, and just kind of.
Yeah, floating
Yeah,
in between. Yeah. Are you using any type of automation, the Neptune Apex or Hydros?
No, sir, none of
No
that.
controllers like that? What about flow for the tank? Do you have any pumps inside the tank itself?
I have one power head here and just my 2 return jets. That's all I run.
And what's the power head that's on that one side?
MP10, I believe.
Okay.
I think, yes, MP10.
An MP10 from Ecotech, I think,
Yes.
is their brand. And then is that just set on a constant flow? Do you have some kind of program with it?
No, it's just constant.
Constant flow? And you don't change it morning, night? It just
No,
same thing?
I'll move it around here and there just to kind of direct the flow a little bit, because the way I have my rocks set up, that's it.
Okay. You said you have, so in the sump, you have a sump underneath. You've got obviously an overflow and the returns coming through. What do you have in the filtration in the sump?
I have 2 sock filters, then it runs through a protein skimmer, and then it has a return pump back up to the top.
And do you know the model and the brand of the protein skimmer that you're using?
It's a Reef Octopus 110, I believe.
Okay. And that's all you're running in for filtration?
That's
You're not running any carbon or
Nothing.
anything, like no other reactors or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about maintenance that you do on the tank. So, are you doing regular water changes?
Yes, sir. Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks, and how much water are you changing?
15 gallons.
And do you make your own RODI water and
I do.
mix your own salt with it? What salt brand are you using?
Fritz.
Fritz, the blue box
The
or
blue
the red
box.
box?
Blue box.
I'm a blue box user, so that's why I knew to ask
Yeah.
that question. Are there any other like additives that you're adding to the tank for alkalinity, calcium, anything like that?
No, with my water changes, it stays pretty stable.
Yeah, I guess, and you've got, it looks like a combination of both salinity, soft corals and LPS in there. I don't think I saw any SPS, but there may have been one or two
Not
hiding in
much.
there.
No, we don't get along good.
Let's talk about livestock. This is my favorite part because I'm very partial to the animals and creatures that we keep. So tell us first about the fish that you have in the tank.
I've got a foxface, a melandris wrasse, a clownfish, and a royal grandma, and a flame angel somewhere.
Yeah, he's looking a little shy. We'll find a picture
Yeah.
of him, I'm sure. So of those fish, which one's the oldest?
The clownfish.
How old is the clownfish roughly?
Right at 8 years. That was my original fish that I started this hobby with. He's the
Wow.
only one still around.
That's awesome. I love to hear about the fish that have been with us for a real long time. Is he your favorite as well?
No.
Which one's your favorite?
I like the foxface probably the most. It has more of a personality.
Does he interact with you when you come up and feed
Yes.
the tank? And
Yep.
yeah, that's,
You try to take pictures, he's always in the way.
I hear you. Well, you also have an abundance of corals in the tank.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what you're keeping in the tank from a coral perspective.
I've got some Euphilia. The only nymphs I have are some rock flower nymphs, and I have one tube nymph in there. Mushrooms, I really like mushrooms. I've got them spread out everywhere. Chalices, I do fairly decent with, so I have a few chalices spread out. 3 sets of blastos, zoas. I really like zoas. I've got an abundance of zoas, as you can see.
You have a zoa addict? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I got a problem.
If you had to call out one or two corals that are your favorites, what would they be?
I like this tiger nix torch up here a whole lot. I like the OG rainbow hammer. And the mushrooms and the zoas probably.
What zoa is your favorite in the tank?
I like the rostas, and these rainbow incinerators are fairly new.
Okay. Do you have any inverts? I think I noticed you have at least a small clam in there.
I have one clam right here. Probably more in the future.
Snails,
I've
crabs.
got 2 starfish. I don't have any crabs left. I've got a couple hermit crabs going around. I don't remember what types of snails I have. I've got 2 or 3 different types. That's about it on that.
I'm actually very impressed. One of the things is that other than the corals, I see very little algae in the tank. I mean, there's the typical coloration, but very little algae, which gives it a really pretty view. I got to ask, because it's the center coral in the tank, there's is it a leather there that's in the middle of the tank?
Yeah, that was an accident. He wasn't supposed to be there. He was small when I got him. We come home late at night. He was attached to a shell, and I just kind of threw him up there to deal with him the next day. And by the next day, he stuck, and he was a little thing, so I said, oh, he's not going to be a problem.
Now he's growing. I mean,
Yeah.
he's literally
A year
growing
later,
out of the water.
Yeah, he's coming out the top of the water.
Yeah, it shows you. I mean, that's the sign of, it's what all of us want for success, is we want to see our corals and animals growing. So that's awesome to see. What about challenges? We all had challenges along the way. Tell me about some of the challenges you may have had with the tank.
Man, so many. It's been a rough 8 years except for the last year, but I fought probably everything there is to fight. Not so much in this tank, but from just the very beginning, We've had more downs than ups.
Give me an example of some of the downs that remember.
Dinos I fought one time. Algae, phosphates out of control. Rhodey filters went bad. Lost tons of coral with that. Had to ship off an ICP test for them to pinpoint what was going on. Nutrient spikes, phosphate spikes.
You haven't had to deal with any pests though in the tank?
No.
No flatworms or anything?
I got hit
like
with brown jelly twice. That was about the only thing that I really took a hit with. I've never had any flatworm issues or nothing like that.
And for the last year though, everything's been
The
looking as
last
good as it
year
looks
when
now.
I changed my ways, the last year's been
When
exceptionally well.
When you say you changed your ways, what do you mean by you changed your ways?
Basically went back to the bare minimum. I got rid of dosing. I was chasing a numbers game that I couldn't win. Every time I saw numbers change, I would try to react on it and correct it, and it was a battle. And I ended up going back to bare minimum to doing water changes, and it's been a dream the last year.
Yeah, I mean, the consistent thing that I hear from people is don't always react. Kind of back to basics on a lot of it. That fixes a lot of your problem. In fact, Josh told me when I was visiting, he said, no, I hadn't done a water change in a long time. I'm doing top off and that's it. So I'm assuming you're adding some RODI water for the evaporation and that's about it.
Yes, I have a ATO set up on it.
What ATO setup do you have?
I don't remember. It's been years ago.
There's something in there. We'll get a picture of it and we'll label it. Do you have any future plans for the tank? Things that you want to change or add or redo?
Not really. I'm pretty satisfied with where we're going, and it's working so well. I really don't want to interrupt it.
No, I hear you. It's when it's going well and you start tinkering that's what you create bad stuff to happen. What's the best piece of advice that you've ever gotten from a reef keeping perspective?
Don't panic.
Don't panic.
Yeah, when things get out of whack, just see where it goes.
Okay.
And that's what I fought for a long time. As soon as I saw something change, I'd react. And then when I chilled out on that, life got better.
It's really good advice. I had an issue with my tank back in the early part of this year, and first I started reacting. Everybody's like, stop. And as soon as I stopped tinkering with it, things got a lot better and just went, to your point, back to the basics. One question that I forgot that I do tend to ask people in Louisiana, have you ever lost power for any extended period of time here?
Not living here at all. We've never had that happen.
That's awesome. That's one thing that I think most of the people in Louisiana fear is hurricanes and losing power here. Yeah. And then ultimately, what would they do with that? What didn't I ask you that I should have asked you along the way here?
I don't know.
That's okay. I mean, it's okay if there's nothing. Look, I really appreciate you opening up your house, allowing us to come in, take some video of you, take some pictures of the tank, and I'm looking forward to publishing this. So thank you very much for opening the house.
Thank you all for reaching out.
All right.